Hello everyone, welcome back to AutoTrendTV. This is Viprajesh from the beautiful beach of Kochi today, and I'm here with the brand new Tata Punch subcompact SUV, the brand new latest subcompact micro SUV to be precise from Tata Motors. Today I'm going to take a detailed drive of this Tata Punch manual and AMT, both top and creative variants, and I'm going to tell you how exactly it is to drive in Kochi roads and on highways as well. So let's go on for a detailed test drive. So yes, I'm right now in the cabin of the brand new Tata Punch top spec creative variant. First, let's actually judge the NVH and start the car. So now we are going to have an extensive test drive of both the manual and the AMT variants of the Tata Punch. So let's start it. First, let me start the engine. Turning off the aircon. Yes, the first impression is that the overall refinement, the engine note, the cabin insulation is almost similar to what we have seen on the Tata Altroz. So this here is the very same 1.2 liter 3-cylinder engine. So the engine note is exactly the same. This being a 3-cylinder engine, there is that slight bit of thrum and slight pulsing on the gear lever and on the pedals as well. Apart from that, there is nothing actually interfering the cabin experience. However, the exterior insulation, the cabin isolation could have been slightly better. That's what I feel. But still, being a car lower in segment to the Tata Altroz, I think it is completely fine. Let's now start the drive. And yes, starting from the standstill, obviously there is that slight bit of say the 3-cylinder judder typically associated with any 3-cylinder engine, especially this Revotron 3-cylinder engine. Nothing surprising, obviously this is expected. But still, it is not bad at all. At moderate speeds, at moderate engine speeds, this does not feel very intrusive and actually feels pretty good as well. If I start accelerating, yes, there is that slight bit of typical 3-cylinder hum, and the initial feel is that the steering is also very, very light. It is so good. And this car feels very nimble as well. It does not feel like a very bulky SUV kind of a heavy car, and actually it feels pretty satisfying. The driving position can be commanding, and you can see that the window line is pretty low as well, so you get a clear view outside. Let me just put my foot down for a slight bit. Yeah, that is adequate amount of progress as well. This is the same 86 PS engine, so no big surprise. In terms of ride quality also, this car is pretty well composed. It is the same Alpha Arc platform as we have seen on the Tata Altroz, so no surprise here. Let me just turn on the aircon because it is pretty darn hot today in Kochi. This is a very likable car, be it in city traffic or say such bad roads as well. Let's just try exploring further on even worse roads and on highways as well. Driving on such traffic-filled narrow roads of Kochi, well behind Kochi, this is where the chassis of the Tata Punch actually shines, the agility especially. This is the very same Alpha Arc platform we have seen on the Altroz. That means the body control, the agility, the turning radius, the handling, everything is spot on. Despite being a taller car than the Altroz, this is very, very easy to handle, and you get obviously the commanding driving position. Obviously I have set the driver seat for lowest position because that is my driving preference. Even if you are a shorter person, you get a great view outside. So now I am raising the driver seat, and now I properly get a view of the bonnet. I can see the corners of the bonnet as well, the corners of the car, so that you can properly place yourself on the road, properly know where you are going, where the car is actually pointing towards, and where are the exact corners of the car as well. So in this raised position, you properly get the feel of driving a very big SUV. You can see that there is an Innova in front of me, and the height is almost equivalent, if not even taller, and that is the advantage of the Tata Punch. You get great visibility as well, thanks to the overall square-ish shape of the car. You get these rather thin A-pillars as well, so that visibility is probably good as well. The ORVMs are carried forward from other Tata cars as well, so that means the overall coverage is also pretty good. And obviously you have this rather wide windshield, which is almost upright, more upright than that seen on the Tata Nexon. The rear windshield may be sort of thin in terms of size and shape, but still the overall visibility, the coverage is pretty good. Keeping up with traffic in moderate conditions such as this, it is no hassle at all. There is always ample power available in any gear. So now I am shifting it to 4th, just around 40 km per hour, and still I have ample amount of power to keep the car going forward. However, the problem arises when you actually are not in the proper gear. There is that slight bit of lag. Obviously this is not a very powerful engine, this is still a 3-cylinder engine ultimately, and yeah, low end torque could have been slightly better. And this being a 3-cylinder engine, there is obviously the slight judder when you actually start from a standstill. That said, once you get into speed, this engine is reasonably well refined, and there is reasonable progress as well if you put your foot down. Yeah, gear shifts are also decently slick, if not the slickest. So you can have pretty good fun behind the wheel of the Tata Punch as well, despite being an SUV, well, sort of an SUV. So this can be your proper all-round compact, subcompact car. This can be an SUV, this can be a premium hatchback in terms of features. Well, basically almost all features are carried forward from the Tata Altroz, such as cruise control, the digital instrument cluster, you get automatic headlamps, automatic wipers. You also get this brilliant 6-speaker system from Harman in terms of audio quality. The user interface of this 7-inch touchscreen system is also pretty handy as well. As you can see, you can basically easily operate this even while driving. You get Android Auto, Apple CarPlay as standard, and obviously you also have the standard voice command functions, which are again carried forward from the Nexon, which were first seen on the Nexon, then on the Altroz, the Harrier. Let's just try doing that now. Currently the air conditioning is set at fan speed 1 at temperature 22. Now let me just change the temperature. Set temperature 20.
Okay, setting temperature to 20.
Yes, so that was very easy. Now the air conditioner is set to 20 degrees Celsius. Now if I want to change fan speed, that is also very easily possible. Without even taking my hands off the steering wheel, I can do that. Set fan speed 3.
Sure, setting fan speed to 3.
Yes. So things such as these can be easily controlled. Currently the FM is set at 105.6 FM. Now I would like to change to another station, but I can do that without taking my hand off the steering wheel. Tune to 91.1 FM.
Okay, tuning.
So yes, that works perfectly. Similarly, if you connect your smartphone via Bluetooth, you can also contact people by just mentioning their name or by dialing their specific number as well. You can say either call Viprajesh, something like that, or you can also say dial the specific number as well, 7867878. Such things you can easily say and contact the person you prefer to call. So that is pretty handy. Along with that, Tata Motors also provides IRA Connect connected car features available on this car as an option on the top spec Creative variant, which can basically control the car's door locks, horn, the headlights and such things. And you can also do geofencing. You can also basically geofence the car along with live tracking, live diagnostics and such connected car features. So that is pretty handy as well. And obviously you have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as standard from the accomplished variant itself, which is one variant lower to this top spec Creative variant. Now let's switch over to the AMT top spec variant to see how does that feel. Driving the Tata Punch AMT top spec variant in such narrow roads of Kerala, well, it feels actually pretty smooth for an AMT, and the response is also pretty good. Tata Motors has tuned this AMT much better than the AMT of the Tata Tiago. and it definitely feels that way. At such low speeds, I'm right now in third gear. If I want to close up the gap, putting the foot down, it will automatically give the response you need. There is no point where you feel like the power is lacking and the gear hasn't shifted down, and there is ample power for all kinds of roads. This is not exactly city, but still this AMT feels at home in such situations, and it will definitely feel even more comfortable in proper city traffic, say for example in Kochi. The point of this AMT is that it does not have the automatic engine start-stop function. That is exclusive only for the manual variants, all manual variants of the Tata Punch. However, the top spec variants, especially the accomplished and this creative variants of the Tata Punch alone, get the traction pro mode, which helps the driver get out of tough situations, say for example sand or slush or mud. This traction pro is essentially a sort of a guidance system integrated into this touchscreen system itself, where it guides the driver for proper braking or acceleration, or combine the function of the brake or accelerator to get out of tough situations in case the car is stuck. So that actually works pretty well. And while driving on regular roads, Tata Motors claims that they have tuned this AMT according to altitude and inclination as well. I guess that will be properly felt only if I get to drive on slopes and hills. But here, as you can see, this is all plains and beaches and just highways. That said, on regular roads, this AMT feels pretty good. You can see that there is a very minimal level of lag for an AMT between gear shifts. So yeah, this is a pretty good AMT package. Now let me just head on to the highway, where I can get to explore more of this AMT gearbox and this 86 bhp engine.
Despite having 16-inch wheels, the Tata Punch feels comfortable at low speeds, even on really bad roads, with a slight underlying stiffness which can be felt through only on sharp edges. This stiffness really helps at higher speeds, where the Tata Punch feels completely stable, even while driving through some unexpected potholes. The car also feels agile and nimble thanks to the Alpha Arc platform. That said, at higher speeds, a significant bit of road noise and wind noise filter through inside the cabin. Predictably, this 86 PS engine is definitely not a scorcher, and for daily usage, the performance is adequate. The AMT feels more natural now and performs better in the manual mode. That said, you definitely need to plan your overtakes. The Tata Punch also claims to offer 370 mm of water wading capacity, along with 187 mm of ground clearance. When combined with the ram air intake for the engine, the Tata Punch truly feels like a solid small SUV.
So driving on such free highways with the Tata Punch, this top spec variant also has cruise control. Actually, cruise control is available from the accomplished variant itself, which is pretty straightforward and easy to use and operate. You can see that I am now doing around 60 km/h speed, and the road is pretty free. It's straight cruise all the way. So I'm just going to turn this on. First, you have to press this button and this button next, and again this button. Well, that's it. I am now set at 54 km/h in cruise, and this instrument cluster shows you the speed, and it also shows that the cruise control is turned on. So this is a pretty straightforward affair, and it is very easy. You can also increase the speed using this button on top. Now the cruise is set at 64 km/h, and the car will automatically accelerate to the set speed. Deactivating the cruise control is pretty straightforward again. Pressing the brake or cancelling over here will automatically deactivate the cruise control.
Before concluding the review, let's take a look at the exterior and interior details of the Tata Punch top spec creative variant. The Tata Punch, despite being a micro SUV, is only just a bit shorter than the Tata Altroz or the Nexon, and only a bit narrower than the Nexon. That said, unlike the Tata Nexon, the Tata Punch borrows most of its design elements from the Tata Harrier. Design details like the LED DRLs on top, alongside the turn indicators, with the actual headlamps located lower down on the front bumper, are exactly inspired from the Tata Harrier. This top-spec creative variant also gets projector headlamps, while the cornering fog lamps are available as standard from the mid-level variant itself. To provide a more butch and tough appeal, a massive part of the front bumper, along with the lower air-dam and the fog lamp enclosures, are provided in black plastic, with the front grille featuring the tri-arrow design pattern. While the upper grille is an opaque plastic panel, there are the 3 tri-arrow openings inside which the horn is located. Along with the design, Tata Motors has also focused on the aerodynamics of the Tata Punch, and just next to the headlamps you can see these vent openings which allow the air to flow through the wheels, thus reducing air drag. Being a subcompact SUV, the Tata Punch features 187 mm of ground clearance, which is claimed to be standard across all variants. However, only this top-spec Creative variant gets these dual-tone 16-inch alloy wheels with 195 section tires. Despite being a subcompact SUV shorter than the Tata Nexon, the Tata Punch actually looks very proportionate from all angles and actually looks like a mini Harrier from the front and the sides. This top-spec variant alone features roof rails along with the option of a dual-tone contrast roof. Just like the Tata Harrier and the Nexon, you can also see a partially blacked out C-pillar. However, the Tata Punch, being based on the Tata Altros's Alpha Arc platform, also has the rear door handles integrated into the C-pillar. From the rear also, the Tata Punch looks impressive and unique, with the overall edgy and aggressive Impact 2.0 design philosophy clearly visible all around the car. Despite the resemblance with the Renault Kwid, the Tata Punch has plenty of its own design elements such as the tri-arrow design pattern LED tail lamps, available exclusively only on the top-spec variants. That said, the rear windshield wiper washer along with the defogger are also available only on the top-spec Creative variant. Just like the front bumper, the rear bumper also gets air vents along with a lot of black plastic elements. The reflector housing also integrates the tri-arrow design pattern. That said, even this top-spec variant does not get a rear fog lamp and instead gets a blank panel, just like the one seen on the Tata Tiago and the Nexon. The higher spec, accomplished and the Creative variants of the Tata Punch also get a reverse parking camera just below the Tata logo, and at the center there is the Punch monogram, similar to every other Tata car. A special mention has to be done regarding the color choices. The Tata Punch is currently available in 7 different colors, and this tropical mist definitely looks the best according to us. Let's now get inside the cabin to check out the features.
Yes folks, I'm right now inside the brand new Tata Punch subcompact SUV. This here is the top spec Creative variant in its tropical mist, lovely color and lovely car as well. Well, let's now talk about the interiors and available features along with the comfort as well. Now you can see that this car is the top spec variant, so it gets the beautiful leather wrap steering wheel along with the flat bottom design, which is standard across all cars, all latest cars of Tata Motors, starting from the Tiago. And you can see that this being the top spec variant, it also gets cruise control. Apart from that, this being the Creative top spec variant, you also get automatic headlamps, which are obviously halogen projectors, exclusive only for this top spec Creative variant. And you can also see automatic wipers, which is also again exclusive for this top spec variant. This steering wheel is adjustable for tilt only. Now coming to this instrument cluster, this here is the semi-digital instrument cluster, similar to what we have seen on the Tata Altroz as well. Now let me just try turning on this car. Obviously this car is the top spec variant, and from the accomplished variant itself, this car gets smart key access with push button start. So the button start is located on the right side of the steering wheel, and just alongside that as well, you get to see the front fog lamp button along with the economy mode button, which is available as standard across all variants, along with the engine auto start stop function button as well. So that is pretty nice and handy in case if you want to save fuel a bit more. Now talking about this instrument cluster, you can see that this gets the steering wheel alignment indication as well, so that is pretty nice and handy. This instrument cluster also provides all data including distance to empty and instantaneous efficiency, average mileage, all those things, including power and torque meter as well. And it also displays the media or FM which you are playing currently on this touchscreen system. Now talking about this touchscreen system, this is the exact same unit seen on the Tata Altroz and Nexon top spec variants, which gets 6 speakers on this Tata Punch. 6 speakers are also available along with this touchscreen system on the lower spec accomplished variant as well, along with this reverse parking camera. This reverse parking camera also gets adaptive guidelines according to the steering wheel, and there are 2 reverse parking sensors available as standard across all variants. This touchscreen system is pretty well responsive in terms of overall user interface, and it also gets good level of features as well. You get 6 speakers from Harman, as I already said. You also get say Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as standard from the accomplished variant as well, so that is pretty nice. You also get multiple themes so that you can change the color and audio setting of this system as well. You can also turn on the reverse parking sensors while moving forward, so that is pretty handy in case if you are stuck in very tight traffic as well. And you get this drive next app, which basically judges your driving and overall habits according to driving, braking and efficiency as well. So that is pretty nice. Then you have the audio setup for multiple settings. There is also the doodle, which basically helps you change the background wallpaper of the home screen. This is the home screen, so behind you can change the wallpaper as well. So that is a new app introduced on all top spec variants of the Altroz, Nexon and this Tata Punch as well. Then you have the What 3 Words, which is a new sort of app which basically helps you navigate to unknown spaces, unknown places using just 3 simple words. So that is pretty handy as well. And then you obviously have the voice commands, which I already demonstrated, so that is pretty nice. Again, that was all about this touchscreen. However, this touchscreen system is also connected to this automatic climate control, which is exclusive, available only on this top spec creative variant. The lower spec variants have a similar looking console, but they are not automatic climate control. You can also see a standard USB port here. However, there is no aux port now on all top spec variants of the Altroz, this Punch and even the Nexon. You get 2 12-volt charging sockets as standard on this top spec variant. Over here there is another one, so that is pretty good in terms of charging options. However, Tata Motors could have provided yet another USB charging port for modern times sake, but still is completely alright. Along with the leather wrap steering wheel, you also get a leather wrap gear knob as well. So the gear usability is very slick. It is rather very easy to use, very handy, and you can easily play with the gear lever. It is slicker than the unit we have seen on the Tata Tiago and Altroz. So driving in city is very easy in this Tata Punch, so no question over there. Now talking about the seats, the top spec variants get these tri-arrow design patterned fabric seats as standard. Yes, they are fabric again. However, only the white roof colored Tata Punch top spec creative variants get a color coordinated tri-arrow design pattern on the seats as well. So that is again a new touch. It is there to appeal younger car buyers as well. That said, the comfort of these front seats are really great. They have really more than enough side bolstering as well, and the under thigh support is also great. It is better than in fact the front seats of the Tata Altroz as well, so that is a thing to be noted in terms of comfort and long drive capability as well. This center console does not have a center armrest even on this top spec variant, for the front at least. However, rear armrest is available as standard only on this creative variant for the rear passengers. And basically that's it. The lower spec accomplished variant also has a driver seat height adjustment as standard, which is pretty handy for shorter drivers as well, along with taller drivers such as me. Coming to the driver door, they are obviously openable for 90 degrees, so they are pretty great in terms of ingress and egress. On this top spec variant, you get silver finish door handles, which are also doubling up as the central locking, and all 4 power windows are standard from the second level adventure variant, while this top spec variant gets one touch down function for the driver window, which is pretty handy at toll plazas. And then this top spec variant also has auto folding ORVMs, which are not available on the lower spec variants. However, from the adventure variant itself, you get electronically adjustable ORVMs, which is again a really handy feature. That said, even on this top spec variant, you don't get any sort of fabric padding or leather padding on the door pads. They are still hard white plastic, which look really good. However, you can see that the door pads also look premium in terms of design. They have the edgy look and design, so they don't feel cheap at all, despite not having any sort of fabric padding. And the ergonomics is perfect in terms of this car. The driving position is great, and you can adjust the driver's seat along with the height of the steering wheel as well. Everything falls into hand really easily. Now coming towards the roof, you get day-night switch for the IRVM from the second adventure variant itself, so that is pretty good. However, my only grouse is that there is no white LED cabin lamp even on this top spec variant. All variants of the Tata Tiago, starting from the base level XE variant itself, gets a white cabin lamp located at the center. However, this Tata Punch does not get LED cabin lamp even on this top spec variant. This instead is a yellow, small, puny cabin lamp available only for the front passengers, which is a bit of cost cutting, but still it is completely okay. The driver side sun visor does not have a vanity mirror. However, the passenger side sun visor has a standard vanity mirror as well. So basically that's it about the interior. Now let's talk about the materials used in this interior. I already spoke about the door. You get hard plastics. However, on the door pads itself, you can see this tri-arrow design pattern, which again is exactly the same on the dashboard mid pad as well. This top spec variant along with probably the lower variants also get this ivory white finish with the tri-arrow design pattern. If you look closely, they look rather good. In fact, they look actually premium, especially in the combination of these textures available on the dashboard. You can see that the lower part of the dashboard gets a completely altogether different texture. This is the texture we have seen on the Tata Altros as well. This is not new to us, however this is new to us. This dot matrix kind of texture is new and it feels kind of premium definitely. And just above that you get to see this shelf like design which has a completely different texture altogether. It is sort of a wood like texture, but still it is not wood, it is obviously plastic, and it gives an interesting look to the dashboard. It gives a completely sweeping look, to be precise. It is also carried forward on the driver's side AC vent as well, so that is pretty nice. And again on top of the dashboard there is a completely different texture again. So a lot of textures and design elements happening in the interior of the Tata Punch, giving it a more youthful look and appeal. That was all about the front features of the Tata Punch's cabin. Let's now get into the back seat. Yes guys, I'm right now in the back seat of the brand new Tata Punch subcompact SUV, and this is how the dashboard looks like. To be frank, the overall layout is almost similar to what we have seen on the Tata Altros. However, the design elements are all completely new, along with new textures and new materials used as well. That said, this top spec creative variant is also pretty feature loaded with cruise control, automatic headlamps, automatic wipers, and this beautiful semi-digital instrument cluster as well. Now coming to this back seat, you can see that the overall space is pretty decent, despite the fact that this Tata Punch is shorter in length compared to the Tata Altros or the Nexon. The overall legroom is pretty good. That said, the back seat under thigh support is better than what we have seen on the Tata Altros, thanks to the better seat squab design than the Tata Altros, which means the overall seating position is higher, and along with better under thigh support, this is actually the better back seat for longer drives and long journeys. So that is pretty nice. This top spec variant also gets height adjustable headrests for the backseat passengers exclusively on this top spec variant, along with the center armrest. This is the exact same design we have seen on the Tata Altros as well, so no surprise. That said, the cabin width is better than what we have seen on the Tata Altros as well, which means 3 people can seat easily in this back seat, thanks to this almost flat floor which is available as standard across all variants. Even the mid-seat passenger can be pretty comfortable over here, so that is pretty good. And there is also obviously more than enough headroom for all passengers, which means this is actually a slightly more spacious car than most of its competitors, such as the Maruti Suzuki Ignis or the Mahindra KUV 100. Well, that was all about the back seats. And yes, talking about storage options, you obviously get the bottle holders, cup holders over here, and then you get standard 1 liter bottle holders across all variants on all 4 doors. You can in fact store such large humongous bottles pretty easily in the door pockets as well. And basically that's it about the rear seats. Now let's take a look at the boot space.
Opening the boot of the Tata Punch subcompact micro SUV, Tata Motors claims that the Tata Punch offers up to 366 liters of luggage space, while the actual usable luggage space should be around 319 liters. The overall shape of the boot space itself is rather very good, and for additional flexibility, the Tata Punch also offers 1 kilo bag hooks on either side of the boot space. On the left side of this boot area, there is also a yellow boot light, available only on the top spec variants. Opening the boot floor of the Tata Punch, well, there is also a carpet here. So this here is the 15-inch steel spare wheel provided as standard with the 195 section tire. All the other tools along with the jack are also located over here. To increase the luggage space, Tata Motors also provides 100% full flat folding rear seats as standard, with even this top spec creative variant not offering 60/40 split folding function. While the boot floor is definitely not flat, the large luggage area can be used to load rather large items pretty easily. So that was all about the boot space of the Tata Punch. Let's now conclude this review.
So that was a detailed drive review of the brand new Tata Punch subcompact SUV. I think that it is going to be a credible rival for all the 1.2 liter engine equipped subcompact SUVs and premium hatchbacks as well. The prices for this Tata Punch is yet to be revealed. However, this car is going to be a good seller is what we think. Meanwhile, this is Viprajesh signing off. See you on another video. Thank you for watching.